Continuing on with solving equations and applications. Remember that when you have ax squared plus bx plus c, set it equal to 0. Also, because of the exponent 2, there could be 0 solutions, 1 solution, or 2 solutions. So algebraically, we can have 0 solutions, 1 solution, or 2 solutions. When we go into applications and you get 2 solutions, check the logic of both solutions, because due to the story or due to the word problem, that other solution might have to be thrown out. So here we go. If a number is added to its square, the result is 30. Find the number. So let x equals number, any number. So I have x and I add it to its square and it becomes 30. Remember that we have to set it equal to 0. So x squared plus x minus 30 equals 0. We have the product of 30. Of negative 30 and the sum of 1, and multiplying it by 30 is 1, 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6. That's 1 apart, so it's x, the larger one is positive, x plus 6 and x minus 5 equals 0. X can be negative 6 or x can be positive 5, because I'm going to do x, do it the long way. X plus 6 equals 0. X equals negative 6. X minus 5 equals 0. X equals 5. Now one of those doesn't look logical to me at first sight, but let me do it. And I'm going to do, this one does, because I do 5 plus 25 and I get 30. And then I do negative 6 plus negative 6 squared equals 30. Well, that's negative 6 plus 36, and that actually does equal 30. Sometimes the negative value is not going to look correct. Okay, 2 consecutive integers. Pay attention to your adjectives because it will affect your outcome. So if I have even numbers, if I have an x here, to get to the next even number, I add 2. So I have x plus x, product, sorry, that means multiply, x times x plus 2 equals 168. And so x squared plus 2x equals 168. Set equal to 0. X squared plus 2x minus 168 equals 0. And then I'm going to do the factors of 168. Whew, there's a lot of them. But they have to be close together. So 1 and 168, that's not, they have to be 2 apart. So 2 and 84. 3 and 56. 4 and 22, 6 and 17. So then when I get up to here, I'm going to multiply. So 1 and 2 is taken care of. 2 and 3 got me the 6. 3 and 4, which means 12, goes into there, which is 14. And those are 2 apart. So it's x, there's the positive, so that's the bigger one, x plus 14, and x minus 12 equals 0. And so I have x plus 14 equals 0, or x minus 12 equals 0. So x is negative 14 and x is 12. Okay, so here's the strange thing on this one is I'm going to check them both. So I'm going to say if negative 14 is one of my integers, negative 12 is my next consecutive integer, and a negative times a negative is a positive. That checks out. Then I'm going to plug 12 into here, and I get 12, and my next consecutive is 14, and so that is 168. So my two consecutive integers are, so my final answer is 12 and 14, or negative 14 and negative 12. Two sets of answers. Find the dimensions of a rectangle whose perimeter is 48 and area is 143. So 2L plus 2W equals 48. L times W equals 143. I'm going to divide this top by 2. I'm going to get L plus W equals 24. I'm going to subtract W from each side. So I get L equals 24 minus W. And so I get, and now I'm going to plug this into here. So I get 24 minus W times W equals 143, which is 24W minus W squared equals 143. Setting everything equal to 0. I always like to keep my exponent squared as positive, so I'm going to pull it this way, but this way also. W squared, pull him over, minus 24W, pull him over, minus 143 equals 0. Now here's kind of a thing that you need, that you might recognize in number sense. If you have a 3-digit number and this number, when you add them becomes the middle number, that means it's an 11. So I'm going to check and see if 11, whatever 11 times, okay, so it's 11 times 13, and, ooh, oh, that should be a plus, because we brought it here, we brought it here. So 11 and 13 are the factors, which means it's W plus, oops, nope, they're minuses. Signs are the same, but they're negative. So W minus 13, W minus 11 equals 0. So I get W minus 13 equals 0, or W minus 11 equals 0. So it's 13, W equals 13, W equals 11. So, if I do 2 times 13 is 26, and 22 is 48, and that multiplied, that works. One of them is actually turns out to be the width, and one of them actually turns out to be the length. Because if you plug it in, because of commutative property and the way it works out, if I plug the 13 in, the W becomes 11. If I plug the 11 in, for the length, the W becomes 13. So the dimensions are 11 and 13. So, when you have quadratics that you have an equation that has a squared, know that you could have 0 solutions, 1 solution, or 2 solutions. And when you're doing application problems, make sure that you have logical answers. Sometimes when you get down to the x equals, it will not be a logical answer, like something will preclude it being a negative number, so you throw that one out, and then the answer is just you use 5. Watch your signs and factor like you had done in Unit 11.